Powerful people don't see the world like you do. They operate inside networks of alliances, quiet favors, and unspoken debts. They don't think in friendships, they think in leverage. And if you want to rise, that's the first truth you must accept. Every relationship either elevates you or lowers you in the invisible hierarchy that rules every social environment. Most people fail because they treat the powerful like regular people. They believe being liked is enough, that hard work, admiration, or respect will open doors. It won't. Power has its own language. If you can't speak it, you stay outside. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He said those in power grant favor not to the most virtuous, but to the most useful. If you want to connect with someone above you, you cannot show up like a beggar asking for opportunities. You must step forward like a solution. The moment you seem needy, you lose status. But the moment you offer value, real value, the dynamic shifts. Powerful people are surrounded by takers, flatterers, and opportunists pretending to be allies. They immediately feel when someone adds strength to their world versus someone who drains it. Your job is to become someone who stabilizes their world. Someone who makes things smoother, easier, more successful. Don't compete with their power, complete it. But before you make your move, you must master the second rule. Observe before you speak. The biggest mistake climbers make is acting too quickly, talking too much, revealing too soon. Machiavelli wrote that you must study people the way a general studies terrain before battle. The powerful often wear masks, but their true wants always leak out. Through tone, through timing, through who they listen to and who they interrupt. Your early goal isn't to impress them, it's to diagnose them. Because once you understand what they crave, recognition, security, amusement, loyalty, you can deliver it in the form they find irresistible. That leads to the third rule. Mirror their world, not yours. Powerful people don't want to feel like they're dealing with an outsider. Familiarity builds trust. You don't copy them, you harmonize with them. If they value pragmatism, you become direct. If they move with exclusivity, you speak the language of rarity. It's not about pretending, it's about rhythm, matching their tempo until being around you feels natural. And once they feel that connection, something shifts. Your outsider status slowly disappears. But harmony isn't enough. That's why the fourth rule matters. Keep mystery in your value. If people fully understand everything you bring to the table, they start treating you like a product. And products are replaceable. Partial revelation creates curiosity. Let them sense you have more influence, more insight, more reach than you openly show. Give them just enough to be intrigued. When they're curious, they're invested. You go from one of many to one of few, but handle this carefully, because the fifth rule says, be humble in ambition, fierce in execution. The powerful hate people who look desperate for status. It reminds them too much of their own climb, the hunger they once had but now want to forget. So don't show ambition, show patience. Act like advancement doesn't matter, but when a door opens, move with precision. Move like someone who has been waiting, not begging. Restraint with purpose is a language power instantly recognizes, which brings us to the sixth rule. Make the powerful compete for your loyalty. What flatters a ruler more than anything? Believing someone valuable chose them, not the other way around. If it looks like you belong solely to them, your price drops. Light independence raises your value. When other influential figures show interest in you, even subtly, your worth rises without a word. Those who pledge loyalty too easily become disposable. Power protects what is scarce. Now the seventh rule, turn flattery into strategy. Empty praise is noise. Powerful people hear it all day. What makes your praise different is specificity. Don't say, you're brilliant. Say, your timing on that decision was exact. Nobody else saw it that clearly. That kind of compliment reinforces their self-image, and they associate that good feeling with you. But the eighth rule is a survival rule. Never outshine those above you. You may be smarter, you may be more capable, but power has a fragile ego. Machiavelli warned that those who make a ruler feel inferior are crushed, not because they are a threat, but because they reveal a vulnerability. So you must disguise your strengths inside gestures of loyalty. Let your achievements appear to serve their purpose. Hide sharpness inside obedience. Now you've earned proximity. That's when the ninth rule becomes crucial. Build alliances sideways, not just upward. A lot of climbers focus on impressing the top, but the circle around the top, the advisors, assistants, confidants, often hold the real influence. They control access, they shape opinions, they whisper into the right ears. These are the invisible gatekeepers of status. Win their trust quietly, and they will elevate you without you ever asking. Then comes the 10th rule. Make gratitude powerful, not submissive. A weak person says thank you and stops. A smart operator returns value. Not immediately, but strategically. Solve a problem later, offer an insight at the right moment. Gratitude that creates a cycle of mutual advantage is what turns a favor into a bond. Anyone can receive a gift. Few can equalize it. Then the 11th rule, master subtle rebellion. Total submission breeds contempt. You must show a spine, gently, a polite disagreement, a well-reasoned alternative perspective. Never loud, never aggressive. Just enough to show you are your own person. Power respects those who can say no the right way. A no that protects their interests, not challenges their authority. Which ties into the 12th rule. Control your visibility. In high-status environments, too much exposure kills novelty. Be seen just enough to remain familiar, but scarce enough to remain intriguing. Step back after each win. Let silence build demand. Let others quote you when you're not around. The powerful chase what feels selective. The less accessible you are, the more valuable you become. Finally, the 13th rule, the crown of them all. Move as though you belong before anyone confirms it. Confidence without permission is power's favorite illusion. Walk into the room like your presence is already justified. Not loud, not arrogant, just grounded, certain. A person who waits for approval invites rejection, but a person who acts accepted becomes accepted. Power respects those who respect themselves first. Because in the world of influence, the climb isn't physical, it's perception. Everything we've talked about so far leads to one brutal truth. Influence is not about pretending to be more. It's about managing perception more intelligently than everyone else around you. You don't offer flattery, you offer precision. You don't seek attention, you cultivate presence. You don't chase approval, you generate curiosity. And when you do that well, power begins to orbit you. But here's where the game gets risky. In the world of power, arrival is an illusion. There is no final seat, no permanent status. Every alliance is fluid. Every bond can flip overnight. So the next move is survival. Machiavelli understood that rising is one skill, staying elevated is another entirely. And the first rule of survival is simple. Don't become predictable. The moment someone of status feels like they fully understand you, the fascination ends. And when the fascination ends, your value drops. Predictability kills magnetism. So add subtle shifts. A new idea when they expect silence. A sudden win when they expect routine. Not chaos, controlled unpredictability. Something that reminds them, oh, this person is capable of more than I assumed. This hook keeps them alert and invested. But unpredictability must be paired with its opposite. Strategic disappearance. Silence is a power move. When you step away, people wonder, where are they? Who are they with? What are they planning? Curiosity creates presence even in absence. When you return with proof. A connection, a story, a small victory. You never disappear emptily. You disappear to upgrade. Every comeback should feel like a new chapter. And while that's happening, you must build a powerful illusion. Appear slightly bigger than your reality. Not exaggerated, just a step above where you actually are. People rarely invite those beneath them. They invite those who feel like they're rising. The ones who add prestige to the room simply by being in it. The powerful love proximity to what's growing. But remember, growth has shadows, which brings us to another critical rule. Never compete for attention directly. Let everyone else perform. Let them chase the spotlight. You become the architect behind the spotlight, the one who influences outcomes quietly, the one others come to for guidance, not applause. In the highest circles, architects outrank performers. Because performers need recognition, architects create results, and results win loyalty long after applause fades. But even results must be controlled. Help enough to be valued, but not so much that you become irreplaceable. That sounds strange, right? Here's why. Power doesn't like dependence unless they are the ones depending. When someone becomes impossible to replace, the ruler feels threatened, not grateful. So you rotate your value, keep evolving, offer insights 1 month, introductions the next, support the next, always useful, never indispensable. Next, prepare for emotional politics. Because the higher you climb, the less logic matters. Every decision becomes emotional. Every relationship becomes emotional. Every reaction is emotional. Powerful people don't want the truth raw. They want truth shaped in their favor. They want comfort disguised as insight, validation flavored with challenge, support that makes them feel smarter, not smaller. The way you frame your ideas becomes your true influence. Don't say, "You're making a mistake." Say like, "You're on the right track. What if we adjust this slightly to make it stronger?" You're not contradicting, you're amplifying. This is emotional intelligence turned into leverage. And while everyone else is caught in the chaos of showing off, you become the only calm presence in the room. Because power gravitates toward composure. The quietest person often holds the most psychological influence. Stillness reads as control. Control reads as confidence. Confidence reads as power. When emotions rise, you stay centered. When others panic, you analyze. When people expect reaction, you offer silence. Silence makes others reveal themselves. Machiavelli would call this emotional supremacy, the ability to remain unreadable in moments designed to expose you. This is where you evolve from impressive to intimidating. But intimidation alone doesn't sustain influence. This world thrives on trust. Powerful people are full of hidden anxiety, fear of betrayal, fear of irrelevance, fear of loss. If you can make them feel safe without making them feel weak, they'll draw closer to you. How? Through discretion, through loyalty without dependence, through confidence without rivalry. Show you understand them, but never reveal that you see their insecurity. That's how someone with influence starts protecting you, defending you in rooms you've never entered. Not because they should, but because they feel emotionally tethered to you. But here's a major trap. Never revolve your entire world around the powerful. If you become dependent, they will feel it, and they will pull away. You must maintain your own network, your own progress, your own identity. Influence is a 3-level pyramid. Upward, who you impress. Sideways, who you collaborate with. Downward arrow, who supports and respects you. If any level collapses, your power becomes fragile. Independence makes you attractive. Autonomy makes you rare. The powerful want those they can't fully control. And now we reach an art that very few master: contrast. Be warm, but not available. Be respectful, but not submissive. Be calm, but not dull. Be mysterious, but not distant. The tension between those opposites is what creates presence. Presence is what creates fascination. Fascination is what creates social gravity. When the powerful feel calm around you, yet still curious, you become addictive. And that's when your ascent shifts from effort to attraction. People start approaching you. People start quoting you. People start adjusting their behavior around you. You're no longer climbing. You're being pulled upward. But if you celebrate that moment, you break the spell. Power respects those who carry influence casually. Quiet dominance is more respected than loud success. Because loud success threatens the hierarchy, quiet success slips right through it. Still, the climb never becomes easy. As you rise toward the highest circles, the game mutates. Everyone smiles, everyone congratulates, everyone calculates. This is where loyalty becomes theater, where praise becomes manipulation, where alliances pivot on a single whisper. Your only defense now is self-containment. Never talk freely just because the room feels friendly. Never repeat what's said in confidence. Never speak names that aren't present. If they sense you leak information, you're out. Your silence is your shield. Your restraint is your armor. And once you protect yourself, something powerful happens. Your approval becomes valuable. When powerful people begin to wait for your reaction before forming their own, you've crossed into a new level. They see you as a silent authority. That's when you stop needing an invitation and start shaping the atmosphere simply by being there. At this point in the climb, something fascinating happens. You no longer chase introductions. Introductions chase you, not because you shouted, not because you begged, but because your presence upgrades the room. People want to be around someone who carries themselves with quiet certainty. The type of confidence that doesn't need an audience. When you can sit beside power without feeling smaller, you've already transcended the hierarchy most people obsess over. Because real influence doesn't come from who you're near. It comes from who listens when you speak or when you don't. Machiavelli would remind you, the world bends to those who act as though it already should. But here's where many fall. They get comfortable. They start talking too much. They start revealing too much. They start believing they belong so deeply that they forget. Power respects mystery more than familiarity. Familiarity makes you common. Mystery makes you unforgettable. So the next rule is this: guard your inner world. Share enough to seem human, but never enough for anyone to fully read you. This is what I call selective intimacy, a glimpse of a story, a quick vulnerability, a lesson learned, not a confession of your soul, not an emotional dependence. Powerful people don't want to know everything about you. They want to feel that you have depth, without ever finding the bottom. And once the powerful trust you, once you're inside their circle, your role must evolve from being merely useful to becoming essential. Useful gets you invited, essential keeps you close. How do you do that? By becoming the person who reduces friction in their world, who simplifies chaos, who spots danger before it arrives, who frames truth in a way that protects them from embarrassment. You become the person whose presence removes uncertainty, but always subtly. Quiet essentialness is the most powerful kind. Let them believe they're choosing you. Let them believe they're leading you, because your ultimate influence is measured not by credit, but by outcomes. If they take your idea and present it as their own, perfect, you win. The result is what matters, not the applause. That is real power, shaping the direction of things without ever needing the spotlight. But influence has a shadow, and that shadow's name is envy. As you rise, insecurity will surround you. People will feel threatened by you, even if you did nothing to provoke it. So you must master envy management. Downplay wins you don't need to show. Share credit more than necessary. Let others shine in your orbit. Not because you're weak, but because you're secure. Power protects those who are humble in appearance and invincible in capability. Now here's a secret Machiavelli practiced but never wrote clearly. Create your replacements. When power believes someone is irreplaceable, they start imagining how to remove them. So you neutralize that fear, you empower others. You recommend capable people. You let small victories flow through you into their hands. It shows you're not clinging to status. It signals confidence, and it builds loyalty beneath you, a quiet network of gratitude. Real power is not vertical. It radiates outward. And now a test that every climber must pass. What happens when the powerful pull away? Do you panic? Do you chase? Do you overcorrect? Because powerful people often withdraw not out of disinterest, but to test your dependence. Your response determines everything. If they go silent, you remain calm. If they delay, you move forward anyway. Your stillness under uncertainty is proof that you are not owned. Independence, not neediness, is what keeps doors open. And once you're seen as someone who doesn't break under distance, something shifts again. People start adopting your pace, your expressions, your mannerisms, your vocabulary. They start aligning with you without being asked. That's the invisible ascent. You're no longer following, you're shaping the room. But here's the twist Machiavelli would whisper. The top is the most dangerous place to stand. There, alliances get colder, smiles get sharper, compliments get cleaner and deadlier. Everyone wants to be close to power, until staying close risks their own standing. So you must evolve into something new, a presence that never fully belongs to the room, but always influences it. You start studying the subtleties. Who exits last? Who interrupts who? Who smiles without their eyes? Who praises too loudly? Power is rarely declared. It's communicated in micro gestures. Observe them all. And when you've risen to the point where your silence carries weight, your approval becomes currency. Your opinion becomes leverage. Your association becomes status. That is when the climb ends and the empire begins. Because the powerful don't just include you, they align with you. But even here, especially here, you must know one final rule. Exit before you need to. Power is a cycle. Every empire peaks. Every throne shifts. Every favorite falls. Those who cling become casualties. Those who time their distance become legends. Disappear at your highest point, not to retreat, but to preserve mystique. Leave them wondering where you're going next. Leave them curious. Leave them wanting more. The climb is not about standing at the summit. It's about leaving before the summit collapses beneath you. Because those who stay too long become stories. But those who vanish strategically become myths. And in the world of influence, myth is the only power that never fades. Your rise won't be loud, it won't be dramatic, it won't be celebrated by the many, it will be noticed by the few, the right few, the ones who pull strings, the ones who decide outcomes, the ones who write history quietly. Power doesn't wait for those who ask permission. It gravitates toward those who move with invisible authority. Not rushing, not begging, not announcing, just arriving, again and again, in the exact moment where you are needed most. That is the true Machiavellian art of social ascent, to rise without seeming to rise, to influence without forcing influence, to become essential without becoming exposed. So step into the world of power like you were always meant to be there. Not loudly, not urgently, but inevitably. Because the moment you carry yourself like someone who belongs, everyone else starts believing it too.